channel once again. Well, today I'm going to share with you 3 very easy and quick Christmas DIYs that you might find kind of fun to do. I mean, most of them are not necessarily earth-shattering or nothing you haven't seen before, but it's always good to kind of review. Now, have you ever heard of the trick where you basically take a gift bag? This is a fairly large one, and you actually convert it to artwork. And I'm going to show you 2 different ways of doing it. One is basically cutting it out. In fact, of course, I can get 2 out of this. And you can embellish it. I might add some snow and glitter and things like that. I also might have to iron it a little bit because I got all crumpled up. But anyway, so yeah, you have, and then you can put it in an existing frame that you already have. I happen to have this one, which I bought for Halloween. I don't know if you can see the ghost there. Somebody did that, and it happens to fit pretty darn good in there. Look at that. It's like it was made for it. And I also have this other one. This is actually, I just bought it just like this, probably at Marshall's or something like that. And also it fits it pretty good. So I mean, it's pretty much a standard piece. The one thing to decide now is which of these art pieces that I bought I can disturb without really ruining. This is another possibility right here. So a lot of them come really nicely kind of close in the back, and I may or may not want to mess with that, but that's what I'm gonna have to determine. But the first thing you gotta do is basically just cut it. Just cut it to size and figure out, you're gonna have leftover border. Is that gonna be okay? Is there matting? Because I mean, at the very least, I might be able to just put it right on top. I not have to adhere anything. Makes it even faster. And I'm also not damaging the artwork that's already there. But sometimes you don't know until you open it up, right? You have to open the piece of art. But I know that the one that I got as for Halloween, that one probably, it's probably okay to mess with. It's like a standard kind of thing. So I'll probably start with this one. So, and I'll just probably put it on top, and then when I want to use it for Halloween, just take it out. Big deal. Fast and easy. So that's one way of doing it. Let me show you the other way. Okay, so this is something I've done before as well. For instance, this was a bag that I had, right? And I cut it out. Kind of cutting out the main, they just one of the sides, both sides. And I happen to have this piece of wood, and I just glued it on it, I was going to do a little bit more to this, and I never quite finished. I was going to put you could put a frame around it. You could put molding around it to look like a frame. I never finished this one, but that's a simple thing to do. Here's another example of a similar thing. Again, this was the bag. I probably got it at Dollar Tree. And again, this was a piece of beadboard on this side. So I glued it to that. But then for this year, because of my Peace on Earth, I ended up doing something else. I did a little Peace on Earth kind of plaque to put over my sink in my bar. So, because I don't use the sink. And yet, this is another one. This one, again, you can tell it was just the back. I cut it out. And then the other side had the, the glitter and all that. And I actually put that on a piece of canvas. You can buy those canvas already set to go. So anyway, so you could do it on a piece of wood, you could do it on canvas, you could even probably do it on foam core if you have that. Or like I said, even easier, you could put it in a frame. Let me show you some of those that I've done, and I've kind of put around. This is another bag. This is the last one I did for this year. So again, this is the other side. I haven't even used that side yet. But let me show you what the other one turned out. So for this one, I had this piece of wood. And at first I was going to paint it, but I kind of liked the grain. So I left it like that. I put, I just even did it with double-sided tape. I didn't use any glue, no Mod Podge, nothing. And then I wanted like a finishing edge. So I went ahead and did the same thing with double-sided tape, put a little bit of a ribbon. And it looks really cute on my bathroom. It kind of matches. And then speaking of bathroom, if you come over here, this was also another bag that I did. I think I did it maybe 2 years ago. And so was this one. So again, it's something you could do over and over again. This was on one of those little pieces of wood that you can buy, you know, that are really meant to do like artwork on it. So that's another option, either something you make, something you happen to have. Again, it's a very flexible. This is yet another example. This is on like a piece of thin canvas, not the ones that have that, but just the thin ones. I don't like those as much. They look, you know, but it's still better than nothing. But I'm actually put one of the new ones in here. But that's another first step. Let's work on this one. The first step is to take all this stuff off. And oftentimes I will save this because this, you know, this is a nice tag and ribbon that you could probably use for a present. And then oftentimes too, what I do is wherever the holes are, I cut that out. I mean, you could cover them sometimes, but I have a feeling they will always be noticeable. I would only leave them if really it would ruin the picture too much if you take them out. So, and this thing also would be taken out, but just, I know I'm gonna cut it here. I'm not worried about it right now. So, and then I'm gonna go ahead and cut both sides just so I'm ready. I may or may not, ooh, and this was kind of fun because this one has sides too. So I'll probably cut us one long strip. Maybe that way, maybe I'll cut it through the middle here. That way I have a little bit longer. The only problem with that, I'll say though, is that oftentimes when you have those creases, because it's happened to me with the other ones, they sort of always very noticeable. So I actually might be better off just go ahead and cutting it like that and think of this, if possible, as another piece, if I really need it, which at this point I really don't. But so let's get cutting here. And also the other thing too is you don't have to cut real precise the first time if you want to. In this case, because I'm going to save the size, I'm going to try to be a little bit more precise. But sometimes, you know, the best thing is to cut. You can cut rough and then you can fine tune it later with a razor blade, which cuts a little bit better. Okay, so let me get my cutting board so that I can kind of clean up these cuts that I just did. Okay, so I got my two pieces here cut out. And I can tell you right now that I'm gonna try ironing them, but I know that this crease will be kind of visible a lot. So I don't know, we'll see. We can definitely play with it. And also if I put some glitter and stuff, that might camouflage it. But you see this one has the more, you know, what do you call those, foil kind of letters, and this is more plain. So that's the other difference with the bags usually. But anyway, so let's finish cutting the edges, and then and I'm gonna try glittering them up and then putting them on the frames. So let's do that. Okay, I'm gonna try to iron my paper, make sure that you know, I can get rid of those creases as much as possible. Now that I've cut off the sides, I'm gonna use my little mini iron here. I hope this works. Okay, and now for the fun part. Let's glitterify this and snowify it. So I have a bunch of, you know, old glitter, and some might even have snow particles. Some are a little dirty too, which actually might look more realistic. I have this, which I'm not even sure if it's gonna come out of the bottle, but we can try. This is like a really fine glitter. So I'm just gonna brush some Mod Podge on it, you know, here and there. And if I get brave enough, I might even go over the lettering with gold. I don't know. Sometimes that's might not do much. We'll see. I'll see how I feel then. But I'm gonna put some Mod Podge in a separate container so I don't contaminate the stuff here. I'm already making messes. It's actually might be fun to kind of stipple it on. And of course not everywhere, because then you don't, well, point. It's points that it's here and there. Let's see, I'm gonna start with this one. Let's see if this will even work on top. I didn't think it was, this was chunkier. But I kind of know the texture. Almost crystal. I'm not sure it's gonna stick now, but I think this is, yeah, there was some snow, actual fake snow in this. And I combined it. Okay, that's enough for that. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can tell how it glimmers. Okay, one thing I'm learning is blushes here look really weird. I mean, I think I'm not gonna take them off obviously, but maybe I can soften it because otherwise they look like dots. We don't want dots. But the trees look great. I don't know that I need any more. Leave it just like that. I really like it like that. Okay, so let's see this, and it's not in bad shape. Let me see if I can do this. Oh boy. See, that's the problem with this thing. Dang. Wow. Okay, so for my fix, what I'm gonna do is I'm just getting white paint and kind of making like a super heavy winter, snowfall, and covering up all that extra glossy gold I got in there. So that's what I'm trying to do. And then the letters just got a little frosted kind of thing. And I think I have some gold glitter. Maybe later I'm gonna put some gold glitter on the words. That way they'll stand up again. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna leave it dry, and then after it's dry, I'm gonna go over and put some more glue and do some gold glitter. Okay, I think for this one, I'm not gonna do anything to the letters. I'm not gonna touch the letters. And I'm not gonna do anything with white paint either. I think I'm just gonna keep it more basic like the other one started being, which is just the trees with some of this snow on them. So let me do that. Okay, this one will stay like this. And I just have to let them dry and then I'll put them on the frames. Okay, so while the other one's dried, I went ahead and I started figuring how to just frame this one. The mat that this frame already had, it's a little bit bigger than the picture, but I just use, you know, that piece of white paper that comes in all the frames, right? And so that it could be basically like another additional kind of mat around it. And then this is the old picture that used to be there, which I'm just going to store there. Double check that's good before I close it up. I store my other picture here, protected with the backing. Close all the little tabs down. And there you go. That's pretty nice, huh? Who would have known that? That's actually a bag from Dollar Tree. Not even the whole bag, just half the bag. So that's a pretty good trick. I think the yellow with the gold goes really pretty in this one. So yeah, so let's go hang it up. Okay, I think I'm gonna take the back of this one and see if I can actually put this other one just floating. And it's okay, it shows a little bit of the beautiful paper on the back. I'll show you better later. Let's get the pack off. The first thing I usually do is take these things off because it's hard to take it with it. And this we can peel off. Okay. Oh, it's interesting. I actually mounted it on something so it looks like it's floating. So yeah, I don't want to really glue it to it because I really don't want it to damage the piece underneath. This one, I don't like this little crease. Let me do another one. Oh, this one has a crease too. I'll try this one. It's the least creasy of them all. Let's see if I can just get away with putting it there. It needs at least something, huh? Maybe some painter's tape, you know, just so I can put it in there, but it won't damage if when I have to take it off. Okay, good news, bad news. I was able to, cut it and it looks nice, and I'm hoping it doesn't damage the picture. But in the process of trying to put some little nails in the back to hold the frame in place, because that's the thing, I'm gonna have to, there's gotta be some kind of new method to kind of use to attach this. This kind of frame is kind of dense. But anyway, I was just putting little nails. I wasn't even hammering on the direction of the glass. I went like this, hanging onto it, and it snapped. So I don't have a glass anymore. So I'm gonna leave it like that without glass for now, and then maybe eventually I'll replace the glass or replace the frame. We'll see, because I do like the piece and I use it on the bathroom the rest of the year. So things happen, but it looks fine for now. And this little thing, it's like a little spacer, because it actually floats away from, you know, this the glass actually goes in that little ridge right there, which is interesting. But anyway, we'll leave it like that for now. Let's do another one. Okay, this one is dry, so I basically barely, you know, with some blue tape attached it to the existing artwork, and this time I am not gonna try to put any kind of screws or anything. Again, I'll look for something a little bit better, but for now I'm just gonna tape it, because after what happened with the last one, I don't want to break this one again. So I'm gonna get some good old, I'm probably gonna do some I'm even gonna do some blue tape and see what happens. Again, trying to make it temporary. It's not a permanent solution. Okay. So I'm hoping that holds it, and I like the fact that it's floating, because the other one was floating, so it looks really pretty floating. And this one I'm gonna attach with command strips and try to clean the front of the glass again. And I kind of like that. It's not perfectly flat, because as we know, it was a bag before, and now it's even though I tried to iron it, it just didn't get perfectly ironed, but it looks really pretty in this gold frame. And now it gives this piece that I bought just for one season, it gives it a lot more uses, because now I can use it in the spring, which is what I bought it for, and I can also use it in the winter. Okay. Yeah, this one came out nice. Now the other one that I had more of the issues, and I messed things up, that was gonna have an easier time in terms of the frame. The frame should be more straightforward, but I remember I have the issue with the letters, so I went ahead over with some of that puffy paint, and I just did it, so it's pretty wet, so I won't be able to do this one till tomorrow. We'll see how it goes, but yeah, that should be interesting as well. So let's hang the other one up. Well, here it is in place by my bathroom. It came out really nice. I think that iridescent glitter really makes a difference. It's like a little detail, but it definitely makes a difference. As you can see, it's a little bit, you know, it's floating. That's the way the original piece was. So I just gently attached it to it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy, and the gold frame is just perfect for that. So again, now I have a dual use piece that is not just good for one time of the year. Pretty happy with it. Okay, so this one's all done. I went ahead and put it on the frame. I think the frame goes really well with it. The only unfortunate thing is that, yeah, the actual bag is not quite as big as the opening that I needed, but I'm hoping that that looks like snow, or a bank of snow, and sort of fools the eye a little bit. And I'm not super happy with the lettering, but again, I have the other one. I do like the fact that I have a little sparkliness up there. I added at the last minute. And I covered up my boo-boo as best as I could. You know, it was right there. So at least I salvaged it. And yeah, it sparkles really nicely, as you can see. The light hits it. So I'm pretty happy with it. And this is the last one, and then I'll be done with all my little pieces of artwork. And then move on to another project. So here are the two final pieces on the wall. I put it here on my little gallery ledge wall that I made a while back. So there you go. I hope you enjoy this project and come back and catch my next ones. Till the next time.